Did we do any bullshit that we could use as a cold open?
Welcome to the broadcast with your hosts, Ricky Hollywood and Emma VP. Starring those same two broads. Why am I still talking? Start the show.
Welcome back to the BroadCast podcast. I'm your host with a massive social media following, the most perfect teeth you'll ever lay your goddamn eyes on, and a personality simply destined for television, Ricky Hollywood. And I'm joined as always by my careful little buddy. She's your body of the broadcast, the best writer we have on this podcast staff, your resident, tightly wound ball of anxiety. It's Emma VP. Veeps, what's poppin', bitch?
Not much, Rick. Glad to be spinning with you once again on this weekly program. And wow, the best writer we have on this staff. That is high praise.
Absolutely. Once again, you guys, it's just your favorite duo on this episode of the program. No guest to bog down the show with their rambling nonsense. I know we said we'd likely have a guest this week, but to lift up the skirt for a moment, we did actually have one booked. And no, that isn't a lie, smartasses. They bailed. And the lesson here is never trust a guest. And that they suck.
They suck. Never trust a guest. I think that's a great lesson to pull from that, Erica.
Absolutely. Tattooed on my lower back. So yes, just the Ricky and Veep show today, and we'll have an all-star level guest on this program next week. But don't quote me on that. As you know, nothing is ever certain with us.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do not believe anything we say.
Absolutely. Right? Broads, you know I like to give you a little rundown here at the top of the show so you know exactly what to expect. But actually, Emma makes me do it. I kind of like the surprise of it all.
Erica, you're not supposed to tell the listeners that.
And hey, Broads, if there's something I list here coming up on the show that isn't your favorite segment, just don't skip it, all right? Just Erica, power through.
They're not going to skip it. Are you going to do this on every show? No, they're not going to skip it. They're not going to be like, oh, no, they're talking about their lives again. Might as well fast forward. That is not the case. They were going to listen to the whole thing, and now you given them the idea to skip forward.
Yeah, no, well, just don't do it, even if you really want to, okay? As I was saying, we're going to go straight on down to the BroadCap. We'll catch up, play a little news clip, talk a little ATC, do our couples update, and wrap things up with a brand new DM of the week.
Yes, can't wait.
But before we, can do any of that, Broads, let's give a proper nod here to the real MVP around this joint, today's sponsor of the BroadCast podcast. Emmer, want to read this bad girl together?
Oh, I'd like nothing more.
Oh my God, yes. This episode of the BroadCast podcast is brought to you by Coworkers.
Coworkers, do you find yourself staring longingly into the abyss at work, desperately aching for someone sassy and incompetent to start nasty rumors with?
Perhaps your boss at Baby Gap has a weird as fuck voice or is simply just a total rule-following virgin, and you need a chatty confidant who will openly mock them in front of customers?
If this sounds like you, Denise, you're in luck, because our supply of coworkers is infinite.
Coworkers are adults or children who also work at your place of business and are tasked with mundane responsibilities in exchange for cold hard cash or Cheesecake Factory coupons.
Coworkers can be useless or useful, old as taint or young as the night, a best friend or a mortal enemy. But either way, you'll find yourself doing jello shots with them at the most stuffy of corporate events.
Whether you're looking for business hours only companionship, someone to dump your workload off onto, or a tangible being to blame for all your own failures, coworkers are here to solve all your professional dilemmas.
Coworkers, complain to someone who gets it.
Hey!
Shout out! Shout out to our sponsors, pays the bills, keeps us going. Gotta get that cash.
Cash.
Coworkers, huh, Rick?
Hit the nail right on the head, pal.
We keep getting these, big ass sponsors. Everyone has coworkers.
Every single, well, you didn't for the past year.
Okay, there you go. Good one. Zing. But again, I did have coworkers. I have them now.
Okay.
They actually, Erica, funny you mention it, and not so funny considering our ad is for coworkers, but I accidentally, in a way, told my coworkers about this program today.
Oh, wow.
In the writer's room. We were talking about podcasts, and one of the writers was on a podcast and mentioned how they don't think they're a great podcast guest. So I joked about I was gonna ask you to be on my podcast, and then we got to talking and how I actually have a podcast.
And we didn't believe it.
They could. How could this girl of all people, this silent broad in the corner, have her own podcast? But yeah, so now they know about it. Shout out to those guys if you're listening, my coworkers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that they're listening, Erica. Makes me, I don't know if they should see this kind of weird side of me.
But I think it really like makes you, you know, because it is you, and it's not scripted at all. It's just how you.
No, not at all. This is a very improvised program, as everyone knows.
Yep.
Just kind of off the cuff.
Yeah, that's why we stutter over our words. We trip over things. It's just because we're just spitting out what is coming off the top of our little broad brains.
Exactly right, Rick.
Yeah, so you, I know you're asking yourself this, Emma, and probably listeners, why do I sound the way I do? A little groggy, a little, you know, sultry, a little, you know, my throat sounds a little crazy, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Okay. Down in the BroadCap.
Let's do it.
Getting better at that host segue, huh?
Yeah. You're killing it, buddy.
It's the BroadCap. It's the BroadCap.
Thanks, bud. So yeah, Tybee Island. I was gone for the last 2 weeks. You know, we had The Bachelorette, which we talked about last episode, which was crazy, and I went on to Tybee Island. So yes, I have probably been drunk for the last week and a half.
Oh my goodness.
And at one point I lost my voice so badly that people in the room were telling me to stop talking because it sounded horrible.
That's your moneymaker too, you know.
I know. That's how I pay my bills. And you know, some people were really into it. You know, like Dan Hansis for shout out. He kept saying,
former guest of the program, hosted the ATN Around the NFL program.
Yeah, look it up if you haven't heard of it.
Context.
And, you know, hey, you're getting really good at this co-host thing.
Piping in context. Just giving exposition for everyone. That's a natural thing to do, yeah?
Yeah.
When you're hosting a show?
Yeah, but he said he was really into The Voice. And
that's his thing.
Yeah, he really liked it, but a lot of other people really hated it. So, you know, just let us know with a tweet or a DM how you feel about my voice today.
Maybe we'll do a poll.
Yeah, we can do it.
Go ahead and weigh in. Send us a regular tweet.
Yeah, just a regular normal tweet. No, but yeah, Tybee was awesome, buddy. Did you get to see any of the pictures?
I did. It looked so much fun. You're with like the whole greater Around the NFL podcast family, which is so nice. You met some former Around the NFL like staff, or I guess one person in particular, former producer, who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. The fans really liked that. She's really sweet. Yeah. They dedicated the field to Wes, which was so awesome. And it was like the only like emotional really time of the weekend because the whole weekend was like a party and we really like celebrated his...
we celebrated Wes's life,
Yeah,
right?
we celebrated his life.
Yeah, that's really nice. It did look like a great time. Lakeisha posted some photos today. I know it clearly meant so much to her. But the field unveiling was really sweet. That was cool. They had a plaque and everything. It
was amazing. And when they did it, they unveiled it like it was like a banner and that was covered. And then they like dropped the banner and it was fully named. And, you know, the ATN guys gave speeches and some people from Tybee. And it was really, really emotional. And, you know, we were all sobbing. And
that's so sweet.
Crying.
That was Wes's spot, right? Tybee. So it was cool for you guys to just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And go to his favorite location or his favorite bar and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, it was just such an amazing weekend. And I spent the majority of the weekend with our manager, Kristen.
Shout out.
Agent K. Yeah. And
listens to every show.
Yeah, and she you know, I'm not sure if she's serious or not, pal, but she kept saying every time I do something crazy or stupid or like I make fun of her a lot, you know, she kept saying that she has all these like physical deals for us that she's locking up in a drawer. So every time I did something bad or wrong, she'd be like, well, I'm locking up the deals drawer. Like all those deals are in there and I'm going to lock the door.
Okay. So she had a bunch of contracts ready for us.
Right.
But then you've effed it up.
Apparently. And then I got them back. Like then she would say she'd unlock the drawer of physical deals.
So we can expect maybe an email or a phone call soon, maybe a Zoom.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think that's coming.
Or StreamYard. Maybe we're going to have a little meeting to talk about these opportunities.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Great.
She hasn't returned my phone call since we spent, 5 days together, but
that's okay. People busy.
Yeah, things were good. In the softball game, I was making sure whenever she like batted and she like got out, I would scream like really loud, like "That's my manager!
Nice.
That's my agent!" Like really.
Bet she loved that.
Yeah, she did. She was like, "Yes."
Good work. You're putting in the work, buddy.
Yeah.
We got to keep up that representation. You know, it really makes us look
Absolutely.
legitimate. But you also hung out with our third host, right?
Yes, Miss Wolf. Colleen Wolf. Yeah, it was good. She was good. And I actually, John, her husband John, wore our broadcast shirt for the 76ers game as good luck.
Oh, and what
they
happened?
lost game
Yep.
7. But I was, rubbing John in the broadcast on our heads, which happened to be near his nipples.
The logo.
The logo?
on
Yeah.
the shirt.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with our logo, go ahead and look at the app on your
Look at the
phone
podcast
right now. There's two depictions of females.
Yep.
One of them is aptly writing something.
Context.
And here we go. And then the other one is drinking. So that's Erica. The drunk is Erica.
No,
and the
I'm writing.
intellectual is Emma. You're right.
No, I'm writing.
It's kind of ironic. I'm the
Right.
drunk one.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
but yeah. So John was rubbing himself in a strange way.
No,
Is that what
I
you're
was
saying?
rubbing the heads of our
Okay.
of
That
our
makes more
logos.
sense.
And then the 76ers would score. So it was good luck, but I think I just didn't do it continuously, and then I'm probably the reason for the Game 7 loss.
Oh man, you got to talk to Brett. He's pretty bummed about that.
Yeah, I mean, this
What are
isn't
you
a
gonna
sport.
do?
This isn't a sports show. I was gonna give like a take, but
No, don't do that.
don't care.
No one cares what we have to say about sports,
Literally,
or just in general,
And
probably.
no one. But yeah, it was cool. He wore the shirt.
Yeah, definitely. Like speaking of the shirt, my sister Hannah, former guest of the program.
Context.
Also, my sister, shout out. If you're listening there, sis. She reached out to me because she
isn't.
wanted to buy no, she's not. She wanted to buy a mug with that aforementioned logo on it. And we actually do have a little shop that we haven't plugged in about 6 years or
We
so.
do?
Yeah, we do. It's via this like site called Teespring, like T as in t-shirt. But we've tweeted out the link, so just check out
T
our
is in
handles.
t-shirt, like the letter T.
I'm sorry, TEE.
Okay, yeah.
You know how one-
we need context.
Yeah.
But
don't know
I
if it's
spell
context so
t-shirt
much as the
T
spelling.
dash shirt.
You're right. But one might also spell it TEE. Neither
Right, but
is
when you
incorrect.
say T as t-shirt, that just
Yep.
seems like the first letter of T, like t-shirt.
I'd like to formally apologize for the the way I explained that. That is
Yeah.
my fault entirely.
Yeah.
I mean TEE space spring, and that's the website. Shout out to you guys for all the work you're doing, putting out all that
Yeah.
merchandise, that customized merchandise. But yeah, Eric and I
I
have
accept
tweeted
your
out the link.
apology, and I'm
Good,
sure the
good.
listeners do too.
Good. Let me know, guys, if you want me. We'll put out a poll. Do you do you accept Emma's apology about the T-shirt fiasco of 2021? But you should get some merchandise. I actually updated it a little bit. You can go in there and design it yourself. You know.
Oh,
No,
you
I
updated
tweaked
it
a
like,
couple things. Yeah.
like today?
Well, maybe 5 days ago.
What? What'd you put on there?
I just kind of resized the logo a little bit, so some of them have the logo kind of like in the corner of the shirt, as opposed to just the entire logo on the entire shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like a big ass
Yeah.
logo. Now there's a small, like a little more tasteful, a little more like I'm going to a fancy dinner.
Okay.
And I don't necessarily want to wear graphic tee, but I do want to support my favorite podcast girls. So I'm wearing this T-shirt to do so.
Okay.
And there's some long sleeves in there, so check it out.
Okay.
The money, money goes to us. Actually, it goes to both of us.
Oh, okay.
Unlike the cameo proceeds.
Right, I got
which go
one
to you.
today actually, which was a rush job, so it's cost double.
Oh, so I got to get over there, huh?
No, I did it.
Oh, okay.
I
so I'm
did
not
it.
in that one.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll just take that out of your I'll dock it from your
Okay, perfect.
from your bank.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, but we'll tweet out that link again. I want to check it out. I would love to I could use the outfit exactly that you just described. Like
For dinner.
I could use that tonight.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay, perfect.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
I'll send
could.
you the link, or we'll tweet it out. But yeah, before we get to anything boring in my life, Erica.
It all is.
Yeah, that's for sure. But this is our last show in the month of June, which you know better than anyone. Mm-hmm. Pride Month, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we were remiss not to pay tribute, as we do every year in this program, to Pride.
Every single year. You know what, buddy? I thought you were going to forget, and I felt a little bashful.
Oh,
I didn't want to
wow.
bring it up and be like, oh, we should do our annual Pride episode that
Yeah.
we've done for 9 years. But
Right.
you were
It's getting
like...
to the end of June here.
Right, and so I don't know. I got a little... I don't know. I thought maybe you forgot.
Oh my gosh, I wish you had said something,
Yeah.
and that it wasn't just brought up right now on the show.
Yeah, me too.
But you know what? We're doing it.
I thought you didn't care.
No, I care immensely.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm dedicating this next segment to Pride.
Okay.
So I'm sorry you felt that way, but let's proceed. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good. So in honor of Pride, I thought it was awfully fitting that you, Erica Tamposi, Ricky Hollywood, our resident broadcast podcast LGBTQ plus correspondent.
Yes,
Is
me.
that fair to call? You think you
do
you think you would be the correspondent?
Show,
Yeah.
Who would be?
You know how you said I was the top writer on the show? Would you say that of all the people on the show, you are the LGBTQ plus correspondent?
Yeah, I would think that's fair.
It's either me or you, so.
Yeah, I feel like it's leaning more towards you, but
you think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we can discuss that offline. But either way, you made a little news early in the week when you spoke on an episode of the, I want to say about the NFL podcast. That
Circle the NFL.
Yes, whatever podcast football show you do. You spoke on it about the NFL defensive end Carl Nassib, who recently came out.
Yes.
So should we play that clip on the show?
Sure.
All right, here she is.
It's the personal aspect that Mark said. Like, if I check into a hotel with Jet, they're still asking me, do you want 2 full beds? I have to come out essentially every single time I go somewhere. And I am still scared, even in a big city like LA or a place like Tybee Island where it's Georgia. And it's like Jet and I have to be like, well, we're with everyone we love, but we got to be careful here. And there's that goes through my head every day. And growing up, it was like, if my friends or family find out about this, they will not love me. I will not have anyone. I will not have my friends. I will lose everything. So for him, when he said he'd been agonizing over this, he literally is coming out to the public to be like, hey, this is me. I'm still going to play football, knowing very well that there's a huge population that is essentially going to write him off. And his career could be affected, his livelihood, his every single thing. And it's so brave to me. It is so brave for what he did. And I hope that so many other players, if they feel that way, feel comfortable, like it's about time. It's like, just there's been so much progress, I think, especially in this last year around so many different issues. And I think the world, as crazy as it has been, has also made so many steps in the right direction.
It's interesting to me, and that's so well said, Ricky, and your personal stories. I don't know, puts it into perspective. I'm thinking about the football part of it just a little bit. It's sort of fitting he's on the Raiders. No one did more in terms of like an ownership level or a friendship level of like breaking barriers in terms of civil rights and players and coaches and black coaches and players and seeing black quarterback, like seeing them differently than Al Davis. So it is kind of cool to see Mark Davis and John Gruden, of course, with like a quick statement, very supportive and everything. And it totally fits with the other side of like the Raiders image. Everyone thinks of them as kind of like the bad boys and all that, but they were pretty ahead of things in the 60s and 70s compared to the rest of the culture.
Yep. I love that response from you. Thank you. Yeah. Did you have anything planned? Like, did the guys tell you that they were going to talk about this?
No, I mean, I knew that like the Carl Nassib news would come up and that we would talk about it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that just kind of came out. I was actually surprised. I got a lot of text messages about it, which I was like sort of, I don't know. It just felt like a normal conversation for me.
It was moving though. I mean, like you got into it. You like said some really great important stuff. I mean, It was great on spot.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was a little taken aback when you texted me that you loved the video. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was good to see you being so earnest.
Yeah, it's hard to do sometimes, pal.
You're usually a joker, you know?
Yeah, it was tough, but it was cool. I got to do an Instagram live today with Ryan Russell, who's an NFL free agent who is openly out, and he does a lot of TikTok dances with his boyfriend that I love. And we talked, and he wants to go on a double date with me and Jet and him and his TikTok boyfriend. So I'm super excited.
That's nice. His TikTok boyfriend. Wow.
No, they're awesome. But it was really cool. We got to sit down for like 20, 30 minutes today on Instagram Live and sort of talk about what needs to happen and inclusion and going forward. And those comments they're not nice, pal.
No, they're not. No, they're not. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So in that clip, you mentioned Jed's name a few times.
I did, yeah.
Was she happy to be name dropped so much?
I mean, she doesn't normally share like our work, our you and Mai's podcasts or videos unless we force her to tweet it.
Yes.
But without asking, she shared that IG video, she shared that Twitter video, and all this kind of stuff. So part of me's like, oh, is it because all of a sudden you're like, my name, I'm gonna share it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think so. I think we're starting to learn that a little bit about
right?
Jed, don't you think? Especially since we did that video she starred in for her work.
Right.
Where that
she,
her personality really came out with that kick and all that. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like she was like, I mean, I'm kind of getting, with that reality TV show that I couldn't talk about,
But
I did talk about.
We didn't redact.
We did not redact.
No.
Haven't gotten anything in the mail, like legal wise yet. So, things are good. But Jet was very much like, I don't think I have the personality to be on camera, and I don't think this is for me. I think that if you get famous and then by proxy, I'm like just nearby, then that's great. So I was like, okay, I kind of pick up what you're putting down there.
Aren't you guys being contacted by another reality show? Is this something we're also going to have to redact? Or not redact, but think about redacting?
We will not say anything that needs to get redacted, but it is one half of us as a couple are being interviewed for a potential project that I would give up everything for.
Wow.
And you told me that I was
Talk
being a
about
little ridiculous, but I said if this happens, I will give up everything.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
I know you don't agree with me, but you need to trust me on this one. I know you don't trust me on a lot.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
This one you really have to. Like, this is it. If
we'll see.
This is it.
We'll see. I don't know how you're just in this pool of like reality show contestants.
Me neither. It's so funny. It's like, what the heck? And like, I feel like when you shine, you shine. And
yeah, and you shine.
And I shine and
brilliantly.
And reality TV, they want it. They want a piece.
If anyone was built for reality television, Erica, it's you. It is you.
Put on your sunglasses because I'm shining.
So on a far less important note than Pride, Rick. Not much going on with me.
Okay.
Pretty much the same. Now that we're doing the show, like, that we're really, really doing it weekly.
Yeah. How are you handling the workload?
I'm getting by.
You think you're okay? You're not too stressed?
No, and in a way, it's when I'm working, it's like I'm even more energized to write. So that's good. So like if I'm writing all day for work, it's not like too bad to start writing for this show. I mean, it's well, there's a lot going on, but it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in my life. I know this is about.
Yep. Okay. Please go ahead.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm all ears. Are you sure?
No, I just appreciate you very, very much for all the work that you do, and there's a lot of stuff I can't talk about right now that's going on.
Yes.
But I just got a lot more on my plate, and normally I pull the load for this show, but you've really stepped up to the plate. And
yeah, that sounds like you pulling the load.
Yeah, and you really, I just want to say, like, I commend you, and the past couple weeks you've really stepped it up and been great. But back to you. What were you saying?
Oh man, that to interrupt me with that, with just a passive compliment, like laden in insult. Listen, there isn't that much going on with. Okay. Well, that is. Yeah. That's kind of what is going on with me. If you could describe it in a sound effect, it's about the same as last week. But here's something, Erica.
Okay. Hit me. I'm so excited.
Yeah,
this seems exciting.
Good. Yes. So I've been feeling slightly dizzy.
Yeah.
Just like a bit of vertigo since I got off that booze cruise 2 weeks ago now.
Okay.
Do you think that's something I should be concerned about?
Probably. Is it like nonstop?
No, it's like Sometimes I'll like look at the screen and then look away, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm ever so slightly moving. And Google doesn't say good things, so I'm just kind of.
What about your dad, your doctor dad?
This is the first if he's hearing of it. Shout out to you, Dad. If you're listening, if you want to shoot me a little text and let me know what you think about this conundrum. I don't know what to do. I mean, I think it's getting a little better.
Okay.
The first couple days, though, it was tough, and I'm on Zoom all day for work.
Yeah.
In the writer's room. And so, like, I'm taking notes and looking at a screen, and, like, I'm just feeling like I'm swaying back and forth from that, like, slow movement of the booze cruise. But, yeah, if you guys are listening and you're like, hey, that happened to me. I went on a Disney cruise, and I haven't been the same.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know what worked for you or what didn't.
Yeah.
And I'll know what to expect for the rest of my life. I'm going to feel like I'm swaying.
Okay, well, couples update time.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, boom, ba, boom, ba, ba, ba. Yeah.
Yes, couples update.
Couples update. So I got to meet Jet's dad this past weekend, 2 weekends ago. Things went great. We got to go up to her family farm, Emma, which is 7 miles from the Canadian border. Did you know that? It was that far up in Vermont. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
it was really
good to
cool.
know.
We were going on 4-wheelers and got to meet the fam, and it was really good. I think I did okay.
You didn't blow it.
I mean, not outwardly in the beginning. Everyone got sick at the bachelorette party from
the
a
alcohol.
Alcohol and cold, and then our trashy got a cold. So then we all sort of started getting cold. So on Monday, I was like, she got a COVID test, and like obviously it wasn't it and everything, and we're all vaccinated. But I was like, I'm not gonna get this cold. So I've been taking like tons of zinc, coldies, Dayquil. Like I was like getting ahead of it, like emergency, like nonstop. So
shout out.
Monday night when we recorded, I was even started to feel like pretty crappy. So I was like, I have till Thursday. Like I do not want to go to Tybee and be sick, right?
Yeah.
So I'm chugging this stuff. But like Wednesday, so by Wednesday, I was like pretty like okay, but I'm not good. You know what I mean? I wasn't as sick as a lot of my friends were because I think I kind of beat it and hit it head on. But in the beginning, I was like a little, and you know when you meet someone new and you also want to impress them, like Jet was like, why aren't you being your like crazy loud self? I was like, number one, I'm meeting your dad and stepmom for the first time, and they're like talking. I'm not gonna be like, hey, what do you think about butt cracks? Like,
Right. That sounds exactly like you.
you know what I mean?
That's
Like I
good,
wasn't
you
gonna do
refrained.
that. So she was sort of like, can you like pep up a little bit? But I was also on like a ton of Dayquil and like all this kind of stuff. But then she said I got better. I like tried a little harder.
That's good.
Yeah.
You gave it a real effort. By the end of it.
I just like, someone that doesn't know me that well, only knows me via FaceTime. I'm not, it's hard to just like break into my normal self.
Yeah.
Because, it can be off-putting, frankly.
You're not wrong. Do you think you learned anything more about Jet from that journey?
I think I did a lot. I think I did a lot. I think it brought us closer than we've ever been.
Wow.
And
That's great.
I think we're ready to take the next step.
Is this the first time you're saying that officially?
No.
I hope so.
No.
I
Because
hope
I
so.
was joking. It was a fine trip.
You're joking just now?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't sound like you're joking at all. So, all the listeners
what's up
just-
with you? You still married?
I'm still married. Brett, for context, he's my husband. His name is
Okay, there
Brett.
you go. That's a good context clue.
He actually went to a concert without me over the weekend with our friends Eddie and Jada. So I don't know if rumors are gonna start that like things are on the rocks just because like I'm not going to concerts with him.
Yeah.
Shout out to On the Rocks, by the way, cocktail company, former sponsor of the show. Love you guys. Love what you're doing. You want to send us any more cocktails? Have at it. But yeah, I just don't want to go to the concert.
Right. You don't like really socializing in general now. The pandemic was good for you because you.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, not always. Like
not always. The pandemic was pretty tragic.
Okay.
A lot of bad shit happened, and
Well, I'm talking for you.
I was
for
unemployed
you personally, not the world.
Well, that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
And And personally, I also lost my job, if you can recall.
Oh, no, I'll never forget.
You made a joke about it earlier, actually.
Yeah. I don't think that was pandemic related, though.
Oh, man. You got me there.
That was
well,
good.
I think it was. But I guess that is up for debate.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so.
I don't
Debate
think
club.
Nope. I don't know if I'm going to go out again.
Should I just tweet, like, did Emma get fired
her job
because of the pandemic? Or
Did she just
like a shrug emoji?
Yeah, I think that's good. That's all encompassing.
Oh my god, I forgot to tell you this. I'm
Yep.
so sorry. This is all about me. I'm not normally like this, but
No.
when we were talking about hanging out with Colleen and John and all them and Tybee, there's
Yep.
this bit that I was committing to the entire weekend, buddy, and I
already
know you will think it's hilarious. I
Yep.
know you will think it's so
Give it
funny.
to me. Go.
So we're all drinking. It's like Thursday night late. And I just start dying laughing because I could think, how funny would it be to spread a rumor around NFL media that Colleen Wolfe has an Android?
Mm-hmm.
And so and it like started off not that funny, but I like was like, oh yeah, I'm at the salad bar, and they're like, oh hey look, it's Colleen Wolfe, and I'll be like, oh yeah, she's so awesome, but like, did you know she has an Android?
Did
and
you
like,
hear?
Yeah, and just like she was like, what the hell? And it started escalating to where everyone kept saying it to
Yep.
the point where Colleen started getting defensive. Like, I don't have an Android, and I'm
Right.
like, it's so funny that she was getting this upset. And then when she would like try to pull up like maps or whatever to like on, you know, when we're trying to figure out somewhere, I'm like, oh, do you need
Yeah.
my phone? Like, because you don't have maps on an Android. Like, just
Yeah.
being very, very funny. And to our Android listeners out there,
Yep.
take a joke.
Chill out. It's a joke.
Yeah, but it's really great. And then I think I actually tweeted it one night drunk. So
Okay, good. I like that bit a lot. If I were there, I would have yes-anded you to the moon.
right,
As I would with any bit.
right,
Because that's what broads do.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
good.
You know, before we get to the next segment here, Emma, let's actually talk future guests for a minute.
Okay.
I mean, I
Alright.
think we should just, you know, we're so honest here. We should just air our dirty laundry instead of us having a production meeting. Like, you and I should just kind of chat right here, right now on the show.
Then why do we do the production meeting?
Yeah, you know, I just
You like to
didn't
do
think of
both?
it. Yeah, I like to
Okay.
do both, and
Alright.
the juices are flowing. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
Okay.
creative. Now that we're on ATC, I like really think we need to start booking some bigger names.
Yeah, we're in agreement on that.
Yeah. That could really put us on the comedy podcasting map, you know? I
Yes.
actually have a little list here I prepared
Oh.
with some ideas for you.
I'm so impressed. Please,
Yeah.
have at it. I can't wait
So-
to hear these.
Meghan Markle.
She's pretty famous, and is she funny?
Okay,
Do you
Sarah
think she put us
Silverman.
on? Okay, very
Is
funny.
she funny enough for you, Emma?
She's my favorite comedian. I would love to have Sarah on. Okay, yes to that one.
I think Jennifer Lopez would be a slam dunk.
As do I, but is that realistic? You think?
All right. I mean, maybe. I did work with her at World of Dance. I don't
Shout
know if you
out.
know this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then call her up, Jenny from
Okay.
the block.
How about, you know, like Katie Nolan? She's famous, but not overly famous. She's into sports just like us. She's funny.
Yeah, I think that talk about a slam dunk, Erica. Pun intended. Katie being both in sports and comedy, I think she would be super funny. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure she remembers us from talking for 5 seconds at the Mall of America during Super Bowl 3 years ago.
I'm sure.
And when we asked Mina Kimes, shout out, to
Yes.
ask her to be on the show early in our run. When was that? Like 7 years ago?
At least. Yeah, I mean, she saw the clips from when we talked to Mina Kimes, famous ESPN reporter, on-air personality. If she could then book us, one of her colleagues, we spend a
Right.
great amount of time on that. I'm sure Katie found that hilarious. So
I think so, like objectively. But you know, Emma, you know who might be able to make Katie Nolan interview happen for us?
Michael Jr. Or
Oh,
Mina
yeah.
Kimes, as we just talked
I
about.
guess we could text them too.
Yeah, or we could even just reach out to ourselves on Twitter. That's kind of cool thing about social media these days. It's the direct line of
right.
communication.
Yeah, but no. Our
Okay.
old incompetent intern / podcast producer. Remember her when we were still doing the show over at Podcast One a couple years ago?
Yeah, what was her name? It's like Sabrina, Tiffany, or some shit.
I want to say Catherine.
Catherine. That sounds right, Catherine. Yep.
Yeah, I know she was terrible at her job and embarrassed us in front of all our guests and wrote that scathing essay about us for college credit.
Oh, yeah, wow. That was bad.
But I saw she's actually Katie Nolan's producer now.
Sabrina is Katie Nolan's producer, like at ESPN. How
I
in the
guess.
hell did that happen? I mean, you and I sure as hell didn't recommend her for that job.
I don't know, but it seems like she's doing all right without us somehow. And I mean, Katie Nolan constantly interacts with her on Twitter. Like,
What?
yeah, it's weird.
Oh my god, I can't believe that. Not for a second.
All right, hear me out. What do you say we swallow our pride? We give this kid a buzz. See if she might be willing to help out her old mentors.
It couldn't hurt. I mean, we did give her all that valuable unpaid experience in the industry. Plus, I mean, I'm not afraid to say it. I think we basically made her into the woman she is today. So she kind of owes us one, huh?
Wait a minute. It's Christina. Christina was that kid's name. God damn, I'm good.
Christina, that's it. Well, hey, what are you waiting for, Rick? Let's give Christina a little call here, huh?
Hello?
Christina, it's your old bosses, Emma and Erica. How's it going, girlie?
Hey.
Who?
You know, Emma and
The
Erica?
broadcast, yeah.
Oh my God! So good to hear from you guys. You remembered my name.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how could we forget? Doesn't sound like us, right? It's crazy to hear from you though. Wow.
Yeah,
What's new?
no,
What's going on?
I'm good. Life is actually pretty awesome.
Oh.
I stopped working for you guys a few years ago. I moved back to the East Coast. I have a great job. I have a house.
Whoa.
I have a dog.
Oh.
Yeah, I found love. We're getting married soon, which is
Okay.
great.
What?
Yeah, I'm doing really well, kind of thriving. Yeah, how are you guys? Erica, are you still at the NFL Network? Emma, I know you're married. Are you still married virgin, or have we
Oh my
closed
God.
yet?
Whoa.
Damn.
Wow.
Deep cut.
Shit. Yeah, she got us there. Wowzers. Well, I mean, hey, it's so glad to hear things are going so well for you. Madly in love. Damn.
Damn. I mean, we have dogs too,
Yeah, and still at
Oh.
the NFL. But Emma's still, born and married. You nailed that one.
Yeah, I guess you got me.
Yeah, well, that was kind of rhetorical, but
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so speaking of work, Christina, what are you doing these days?
I figured you called me for a reason. I mean, let's cut the shit. I know you guys know that I work for ESPN. You know that I work with your idol, Katie Nolan. So I'm assuming that's the reason why you called me.
What? No, we just haven't
No.
heard from you in
No,
so
we just wanted
long.
to check. Yeah, that's the furthest from the case.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
insane.
all right. So listen, I figured this phone call was coming at some point, but even though I know you guys treated me like shit a few years ago, I'm willing to put that behind us.
Really?
I've grown as a person. I really, truly, I dug deep. It took a lot to forgive, but, forgive and forget. So, I'm willing to be the bigger person here, and I can look into it for you guys if you want me to.
Really? You
Bigger
do that?
person? The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's no problem. Me and Katie, KN, we're pretty tight. We text all the time. She's very busy, so I can't make any promises. I'll throw it on her radar, see if she's free at any point in the coming weeks. I don't know if she'll be able to do a podcast of your size, but I mean, honestly, I really do think that, she could bring in some really good numbers for you guys. It could be great exposure. So I'll reach out to her. I'll see if she's free. And yeah, I mean, again, no promises though.
Wow, that's so nice of you to say, and that's all you can do. I appreciate you reaching out to her.
Yeah, thanks so much, Stephanie. Really appreciate it.
It's Christina.
Yeah. What did I say?
Well, all right, Broads, it's been great. I have a wine tasting I need to get to, so I'm actually going to go. But, thank you so much for calling. Great to hear from you.
Yeah.
I'll put in a good word, and we'll talk soon.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks,
I
Christina.
guess.
What?
Oh, man, she zinged us pretty good there, huh?
She sounded like professional and sort of like put together.
She did. She did. Not like that incompetent intern of the past.
Right.
Who made a lot of mistakes, hit a lot of, I think she just would make random fart sound effects on the board.
Yeah.
When our guests were saying, kind of important things.
Serious things.
And she, just trashed just to, on her college papers. And,
yeah.
But, yeah, she sounds like she's doing better than us, maybe. Is that fair to say?
I mean... No, but I didn't appreciate her podcast of this size. We're on All Things Comedy.
Yes.
They don't put anyone on All Things Comedy.
She must not have known that. That's and
Right?
and Erica, the dig about me being a married virgin.
Yeah.
Is that okay that's okay only okay when you say it.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. Only I can call you a married,
Yeah.
stupid, ugly virgin.
Okay. A little far, but your point is well taken. But hey, I mean, if she gets us Katie Nolan, then I guess we could take all the beatings in the world, huh?
You know what? You're right. So, I mean, I guess we'll wait to see if she follows up with us. But
Yeah.
I think the call went well.
I think we did as much as we could on our end.
For
so,
sure.
yeah, I can't wait to kind of get a text from her maybe. And so if you're listening, listen good because Katie Nolan might be coming on soon.
Listen good. All right, broads, before we get out of here, we of course have to get to the segment we do every single week on this program. Yeah, bitch. You know what time it is. Emma, hit me with that DM of the week, Jam.
DM of the week. DM of the week. It's a DM. It's the week, and it's the DM of the week.
Wow, love that tune. Gets stuck in my head for weeks after you sing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is from a real DM. They all are real DMs.
Yep.
This one was sent to at the BroadCast IRL, our fan, our main podcast account.
Yes.
On Instagram, and at Choed, Choedt.
Yes, and this is a listener of our show.
This is a listener of our
This is
show.
a good person.
It is a good person. Very, very funny.
Yeah.
But this is serious, so we have to address it, okay?
Yeah.
Sorry for sending this late at night, but I've always wondered why you guys censor the word fuck, and if that'll change with you guys signing with ATC. If not, it isn't a deal breaker since you guys are the shit, but it's kind of ear assault when I got an earphone in. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, and this is a great question, which is why we wanted to bring it up here on DM of the week. Love that our guy says that we're the shit. Ear assault. I don't know. I guess I can't tell him how to feel, about.
Right. Do you think
I
that's
feel
like an editing thing? Like maybe we don't lower the beep tone? Like maybe that's like maybe we should talk to our editor?
Yeah, let's talk to that. Let's talk to the editor. Yeah.
Like
Okay,
maybe,
after this,
yeah.
we'll get him on the line.
Yeah.
But to answer the question, in a little lift up the skirt moment here about the bleeps, we initially, Erica, started bleeping the F word when we first started the show, when we were on podcast 1, as we mentioned earlier. That's when Christina was our producer. Mm-hmm. They wanted us to bleep the F word, I guess, so we could still have a clean rating.
Yes.
And they probably also didn't like the idea of two young ladies saying such foul language. Is that
Which
fair
we
to say?
think that's wrong.
Yeah, as feminists, we don't agree with it, but as businesswomen, we did it.
We did it.
Like, a deal's a deal. But so Erica at the time was doing some of the editing. This was back in the day. And let's just say attention to detail isn't really Erica's thing.
Right.
So she would miss at least a third of them, right?
Mostly. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we, instead of me just, getting angry about it, about her missing them, we think it's funny that we miss them as like our own bit.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's why we continue to do it, because it makes us laugh, and that's kind of ultimately the point of the show, right, buddy?
Mm-hmm. That's it. You're also a total virg, and you don't want your parents or Nana and Papa hearing, us, or especially you, use the F word.
Yep, that's absolutely true.
Everything else is fair game. We're thinking of beeping it, like bleeping it just when Emma says it, because she's so lame and doesn't want anyone to think she's ever done anything wrong in her entire life.
Okay, that's a bit much, but it is kind of spot on. So yeah, I think we'll maybe bleep it when I say it. If I just say like that's I got fucked. That sucks. You really me on that one. And I'll just Christ. So as you can see, we just bleeped it all there.
Right.
And maybe we'll do that going forward. But we find it funny.
You can say that for it, and I can. I think that's pretty cool.
I think that's a good thing, and it's kind of in line with our characters, don't you think?
I do. I really do.
Good. I'm glad we had this discussion. Thanks for bringing that question bringing that to our attention. At CHOEDDT. Buddy.
All right, you guys, that's a goddamn wrap. Subscribe, rate, review. Broads, you really delivered a couple weeks ago with those reviews, but keep them coming. Nothing makes our day more than seeing a glowing review about this one-of-a-kind program. Make sure you're following us at the BroadCast IRL on Instagram and Twitter, as well as All Things Comedy to see clips from the show.
Yes.
I did start a YouTube account for us against Emma's wishes, of course. So if you fucks with YouTube, go ahead and bang that subscribe button for us. I'd love to prove that little stupid bitch wrong.
Erica, I'm right here.
See you another time.
Next time.